1 in every 5 metric tons of carbon dioxide our city emits comes from food. But all food is not created equal. The vast majority of food that is contributing to our emission crisis lies in meat and dairy products. We already know that a plant-powered diet is better for your physical and mental health, and I am living proof of that. But the reality is that thanks to this new inventory, we're finding out it is better for the planet.
Welcome back to Seed Time and Harvest. Today, I'm going to show you how to regrow green onions. Well, you may say, why regrow green onions? They're so inexpensive. You can get a bag for like $2. Well, every mickle, make a muckle. I'm going to show you what that means. Green onions are staple in everyone's kitchen. And the good thing about it is when you purchase your green onions, you will get them with the roots. Roots you usually cut off and throw in the trash. But today I'm going to show you how to recycle those kitchen scraps to be able to harvest your green onions for about 2 years. It's very simple. All you will need is a bunch of green onions. You're going to need a cup of water, of course your knife to do your cutting, and you're going to need a pot to eventually move your green onions to. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get our bag of green onions. Just remove the amount that you need from the bag. You can do it all at once, or you can just cut as you go. Basically, you'll get your green onions, and I like to cut about 1 inch from the root to give you plenty of space for your green onions to grow. Cut these off. This is what you usually throw in the trash, right? But not today. Moving forward, for a long time, you will not have to purchase green onions again. The next thing you're going to do, you're going to get a cup with water, and you're just going to put your green onions so the roots sits in the water. If the white part of your green onions sit in the water, it will start to rot. It may get slimy, and eventually you may not want to use that. This water you're going to keep in your cup, and every 2 to 3 days you may just want to toss it and then add fresh water. This can stay on your kitchen counter, on your windowsill, just in an area where it gets plenty of sunlight. And within a few days, you will notice the top of your green onions will start to regrow. I'll just show you where I had cut these initially. You can see this is where my green onions started from, and the amount of growth that I have on my green onions now. From here, what you will want to do is you will want to put it in a container with some soil. Yes, people will say, okay, I'll just want to keep it in the cup of water and let it stay until it's done. If you do that, you're not going to get a good success with growing your green onions. Why? Because eventually the water will not have enough food to feed your new growth, so the plants will die. The next step is to just get a small container and some potting soil. We're going to get our potting soil and fill up your container to the desired height. You don't have to put a whole lot because wild green onions, they do have a good root. They don't need a whole lot of space for them to grow. Okay, so you're just going to fill up your container with your potting soil. You want to make sure that your container does have a drain hole. All right, and it's a good size that you want to keep your green onions in. You don't want to make it too small and then you have to transplant it. But in this container, our green onions are going to stay for about 2 years. So you're going to save money by regrowing your green onions because, of course, you're not going to have to do that trip to the grocery store just to grab some green onions. It will be convenient because it will be right at your fingertip. Every time you have to cook with anything that requires green onions, you can cut it fresh from your new growth. So now we have our green onion that has been sitting in a cup of water for a few days, and this has been there for a while. As you can see the amount of growth. You're just gonna make holes in your pot and stick your roots in. Okay, just like that. And you can fit a good amount of plants in this container. So I'm gonna put about four of my green onions in my container. And voila, you have green onions regrowing. When you're ready to harvest, you're not gonna pull out your plants. You're basically just gonna use the scissors and snip the amount that you need. Eventually, the plant will do the same thing. It will regrow. This will stay in the garden outside or in your container for about 2 years. They are very, very hardy, very winter friendly, so it may die down during the winter and then it will spring back. After 2 years, what will happen is you'll get a beautiful bulb of green onion seeds. You can restart your seeds, or you can restart a new batch of plants, which will only cost you about $2. But I like to regrow them from seeds because you get a lot more and it's easier, it's free, okay? So I want to encourage you not to buy green onions again. It's that easy, right? It didn't take 5 minutes. It's very easy, very simple, and it's very convenient. So stop purchasing green onions. If this be the last one you purchase, make sure you don't throw out the roots, but you regrow it. Next step is to water my green onions, put them in the sunlight, and I will harvest as needed. Well, thank you for joining us on Seed Time and Harvest, and I want to bid you happy planting. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you have a comment, leave that in the comment section below. Bye. Every mickle make a muckle. Small things add up. You save $1 here, save $1 there. Next thing you know, you have $20.